DOS assessment. But I think this will be a step next.
So we are talking to them. So maybe we will.
Wherein like Subramanian spoke about that if you come up with some tools where you have already certified people with A, B or C kind of a grading, it will be easier for the organizations to pick up those profiles and then take it forward. Rather than, because as you rightly mentioned, running up with 500 plus requirements, and out of that let's say 50% are meshed. You don't have really don't have time to connect with such kind of people and try to assess whether they fit into my role, whether they have good connects, or whether they come with a good background, or whether they come with blah blah blah. It's really difficult. So if we come up with that ready-made thing, it will be easier for the organizations to pick up and then take it forward for the global.
I think there's another. Sorry, go ahead. I have another comment / question. So when we typically talk about profiling candidates, do we actually think that we can use us as a filter? That's question number one, because that's where it will boil down to. You could profile those people, but at the end of the day, as an organization, will you say that I'm only going to accept type A and type B, and I'm going to reject type C and type D? So that's one of the biggest things. And two, I think somewhere in this, most of the organizations at this point in time, if you talk, I can specifically name a few, are trying to move away from the typical psychometric assessments, because of the fact that typically that's the first level of screening that happens when a candidate comes in. And if I'm not able to solve a question which is a little mathematical in nature, that does not mean that I don't have good team management skills. And what does the role require is actually critical when you're trying to put that psychometric test in place. And because a typical, be it a thematic appreciation or a psychometric analysis or anything, it will only bring out one kind of trait in an individual, person's logical ability, a person's mathematical ability, numerical ability, or something of that sort. But would that mean that for all the job positions that you have open at that point in time, is that the right yardstick to measure everybody on?
This profiling basically talks about personality indicators, which are suitable for a certain set of jobs, and there are different sets which are applicable to different sets of jobs.
Maybe a certain level, maybe for certain level, yes, profiling would.
The question was more in terms of whether we'd be willing to use this as a filter.
So, because as you rightly mentioned, the companies are looking forward to move from this psychometric test also. So what is next? Because the psychometric test, again, what I've observed is that it gives the condition of that employee or that person only for that moment. Again, if you take that test, let's say 2 hours or 3 years down the 3 hours down the line, the result may be different. And I've seen that personally, giving psychometric test to a senior person twice has given a different result.
And there are people who are mastering on how to.
Yes, and if you don't, if there is no time, yeah, and if there is no time slot allotted, and if it is an open time, they may do it 24 hours, and they can clear it very easily.
I don't think so. The tests or psychometric behavioral assessment is a tool to.
Is it online? Is that
online has, but it's not a tool or a solution for sourcing. It's a selection tool. It's a selection. It cannot be a filtering tool also. It is a selection. It's more of a selection tool. Okay. So once you have finalized the candidate, you want to know more about the candidate, pretty much, because it's going to be very, very expensive to run into, trying to scrutinize each and every, unless it is somebody kind of puts you or gives you a very cheap alternative.
Yeah.
But resume cost is there is a cost you pay, as the licensing fee to Monster or Naukri or time job. Similar cost if you have to have a behavioral, let's say, for 4 lines or 5 lines about the organ. So